Welcome to another episode of Conscious Reconstruction. I am the host with the most, aka Tony Melbourne, also known as the prettiest of them all. It's not even a question anymore. We have moved past that. We are just stating facts now and moving forward. I am also joined with the illustrious, the amazing, the one, the only Ash is in the building.
It's me.
How are you feeling?
I'm tired. I don't know if I say it at every podcast now, but I would love several team naps.
Okay, well, no.
Let me go to sleep, sir.
We don't have time for that.
Please, I beg of you. Look at this nigga, the most sleepingest nigga ever. It's just like, you don't need a lot of that.
No.
But, sir, that's for you.
I routinely, at least once a week, go to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning and get up at 8.
At 8?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
At the very latest, like 8:30.
Yeah.
But maybe 7:30, 7:45.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, and then
you get on your day, and then you just be walking around like this shit normal.
Yeah,
your body don't hurt. My body started hurting. I started getting cranky. Oh my god.
See, I feel like when I wake up and I get less than my 4 hours, I feel it. But if I get my 4 hours, I don't feel anything. If I get less than the 4 hours, let's say I get like 3.5, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna have a slight headache, and my stomach's gonna hurt a little bit.
Oh.
And give me like half an hour to an hour. Then I'm gonna be cool. And then I'll be fully energized and ready to go. But yeah, other than that, there's no real like downside to this. But I do recognize that 4 hours is where my body likes it at.
I think mine's is 6, but I don't know how much sleep I got last night. Just running around from 12 to 7. Word to the wise, you motherfuckers don't be an entrepreneur. Fuck that shit. Go home
at night.
Go back to sleep. No, 12 in the afternoon, like 7.
Oh, I thought you meant 12, and I was like, "Fuck, what were you doing at 12 at night to 7 in the morning?" Like, I mean, you could have been on the computer posting stuff, listing shit. I mean, there's stuff that could be done.
Don't do it. Stay your sleepy asses at work. Don't come over here. Don't come over here.
You're gonna be tired wherever you go, so
don't do
where
it.
You want to go?
Nah. Stay your ass at work dreaming. Dream about that.
No, that's not fun.
Keep it a dream.
She don't want to go back to where she getting all advice. She
what are
ain't
you talking about? I talked about that, didn't we? The assessments and shit.
Yeah.
Y'all, I can't do it.
Exactly. See?
What the fuck I look like coming up? Yeah.
So, like I said, you ain't going back. So
I fucking did an interview. I gotta look somebody in their face and be like, yeah, I'm so great for this position. Just
you wanted, so you giving people advice you're not even following. That's crazy.
No, this is like auntie speak now. I'm old enough to be somebody's auntie right now. I can't be your sister. I ain't old enough to be nobody's mom. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody call me mom yet. I can't even be called grandma, but I can't be called auntie.
I feel like that's ironic.
Why?
That you feel like you can't be called mom.
No, I can't be called, like, if I adopted a group of 21 years old, I'm auntie. If I was 40 and up, I'd be mom, but I can't be those things.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I just give me a gaggle of giggly little 21-year-old, I'm auntie now. That's it. I'm okay with that title.
Yeah. That's the truth.
How old am I?
I don't know.
I'm old enough. Even
in my mind, you're probably 28.
28.
That's what I said, the oldest.
Okay.
But I think maybe like 26.
I could probably get away with 25. That's what I'm going to leave it at. Because I can't say, like, I don't know what CDs like. I
feel like you like I said,
I can't be any younger than that, okay? Because how am I supposed to be like, oh, you don't remember that? I'm like, I vividly remember that, but I can't say anything.
You're right, I don't. I don't remember shit.
I can't pretend to be that. Like,
I'm brand new.
Yo, I can't.
I'm brand new, yeah.
25, if anybody asks. between the ages of 25 and 73.
We didn't do the thing we were supposed to do.
What thing?
Terrible. All right, well.
That was fucking abuse.
Also, Happy Women's Month. Oh, well, never mind.
Thanks.
You made this whole, why the fuck you tell me that? It's Women's Month, Women's History Month.
All right.
Yeah, I need
Happy
women
Women's
history
Month.
facts.
I was born in 1990 with a vagina and some breasts.
I guess that is a fact.
That counts.
That's history of a woman, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it is. It was sometimes.
Yeah.
It was the best of times. It
You
was
could
the worst
also
of
said your
times.
mother gave birth.
She did, yo. That was the fucking greatest day. She told me that story every time. That's how I know I'm like a miracle weirdo baby. Because it was like 72 on my birthday. Not a fucking cloud in sight, this woman said. Then all of a sudden a blizzard. And I was born. Yo, I'm the fucking Messiah. Y'all better fucking know. Is he cool? I got a blue, like, I don't know. My color is blue, so something blue rain. I don't know. Can we talk about something else? I'm sleepy. I'm tired as fuck, and it just makes no sense at this point.
Yeah, I was like, all right, she's just rambling, but that's it.
It makes no sense. What I was trying to say was I was a Messiah. Messiahs don't talk like this.
Okay, well, how was your weekend?
Very busy, entertaining. I watched people roast Steven Seagal movies. Yeah, that shit put me in a state of bliss. It's amazing. I'll do it again. 10 out of 10. And no, I took Saturday off, and then today is pretty hectic, but other than that, fulfilling.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was definitely like, she never texted me to say she was on her way, and she definitely said a different time.
Okay.
And then you just pulled into my driveway. I was like, all right, well.
Because I was relatively on time.
I mean, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was just like, normally I get a I'm on my way message, and there was just
Riley got home,
none of that.
had to go get her some food. You know how that went. Got to the driveway, ate my little giblets because I didn't eat all day, and then came here. Dropped her off and then scurried on about.
Why didn't you eat all day?
Well, because how busy I was, I didn't want to eat any chicken.
What?
It wasn't that
I don't
much like
understand.
options for me to stop. I didn't have time to stop and really eat. And I didn't really like, I wanted to eat, but not for real.
Okay.
Then coming home, I'm like, I need food.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
You know what that sounds like to me? A typical woman. I was just doing stuff all day and I didn't eat. Why? I just was busy. How you feel right now? My head hurts and I'm a little tired. You think you might want to eat? I think I'm hungry.
Why you make me sound like a kid? You want some food? You want some?
Yeah, because y'all want some fucking
You want
nourishment. Do you think your body just runs on the hope, dreams, and imagination?
You want some eat? You want to
Yeah.
eat?
Yeah,
You want
but-
some grapes?
Yeah, the fuck is happening? Like,
Can you cut them up?
yeah, like what's going on? Like, just out here, just like, nah, I was just too busy to grab a snack or anything. Just
I
saying,
drank some water.
okay. So
And
you
then-
preserved your life. Got it.
And then Riley gave me a chicken wing, which I didn't immediately barf back up. I ate 2 fries. Completely empty.
Nigga, you just told me you ate 2 fries
It was so
and
good.
a chicken wing.
It wasn't even a whole chicken wing. It was a bite. So I was afraid I was going to get sick. She was like, Ma. I'm like, I'm sorry. It smells so good. Then in between when I thought I could grab something to eat, it just wasn't happening. So I was just like, fuck it. Let's just keep going.
Okay, well. I get hungry. I eat. I solve that problem. And then I can move on throughout the day. And so I don't ever like get to a point where I'm like in a terrible space because, you know, I denied myself nourishment for the entire day.
It's good to be a little hungry.
Okay. I don't know who came up with that.
Me?
Oh, Okay, that was an Ash original. I like that.
I just told you I was a fucking messiah.
You did say that. So I mean, you're wrong. I feel like I should just put that out there.
No, it's just good to feel like, I guess I feel like I'm accomplishing something when I'm not eating. Like, look at
Wait,
you.
what?
I don't know. Like, you don't have, listen, I've been on a whole tailspin of like dealing with like food addiction these past couple months, and like where mine's come from. I'm not like an addict where I don't know how to control. Like when I get full, I know how to stop. Like this motherfuckers that binge eating don't know. But for me, kind of challenging myself and seeing like, well, why do you overeat? And it's not even an overeat problem. It's what I eat when I get hungry. Like it's just mad junk food, whatever I can get my hands on. And it's, it's kind of crazy. So like now I'm kind of challenging myself to be more disciplined with my eating habits, which is working out, And being hungry is one of those things. Like, all right, if you're hungry for 1 hour, can you make it another one?
No.
Yes.
I would say, how about we take this discipline a step further? Mm-hmm. Just one. And prepare some snacks that are in more of a healthy vein, that's in line with like where you're trying to condition yourself, so that way you don't have to starve yourself throughout the day, and you can stay on this path that you want to go down.
Damn, it's deep.
Just
I be trying.
Just a suggestion.
Just a suggestion.
You don't have to take my suggestion, but what it sounds like is, I just decide that I don't make good eating decisions, so I'm just not gonna eat.
Yeah, just eat less.
That's not a good eating decision either. So
just eat less.
Let's take the decision making out of your hands.
I'm a fucking baby at this point. Like, you don't know.
How about we just
go lay down? Just what the fuck you telling me?
Yeah, you just eat.
You told me to go lay down. Go take a nap.
Cause you just say crazy shit, and I just think that don't make no sense. We just when you're gonna eat,
go take a nap.
Yeah, eat snacks. It's talking about I can go 1 hour.
Try to go.
You have a goal of like weight loss, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you understand, like, what starvation mode is? So, it's a psychological thing that normally happens to people who are trying to lose weight. As you're like taking in less calories, your brain and your body recognize that, and they be like, "Oh shit, we can't supply ourselves the same level of food that we could before." So then it just starts holding on to everything and storing more of it.
Really?
As fat. Yes.
That's
so then
whack.
you stop losing weight and even potentially gain weight because your body thinks that you're starving because you're hungry all the time.
Let it go.
No, so what you have to do is eat.
Works.
No, you have to trick your body by eating smaller, healthy snacks.
Oh, okay.
So I'm always eating. I'm always consuming and taking things in. So it always has something that it's willing to burn. Just the not eating works for a period, and then your body's like, "Oh shit, we're starving. Save it all. Save everything."
No.
And I'm like,
let it go. Eat it. What the fuck? That's what I thought was occurring here. Like, we just got enough.
And then eventually you'll get to a point where your body, if you just stop eating enough, you're gonna burn some things. But that's not healthy.
Yeah, just eat it.
Then you're in a saggy skin.
Just eat it.
Hey, you wanna walk around with saggy skin?
Not necessarily.
Exactly. You want arm flaps that are just devoid of meat? Who wants that? You just
fucking chicken skin.
Yeah. No one wants that. So you gotta kinda
eat better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought this was pretty cool until it's not. She was like, "No wonder." All curled up in a ball. I'm like, "Help, please." He was like, "Bitch, you ain't got no nutrients.
Yeah, you
need a fucking insurance."
Yeah. You fucking need some motherfucking electrolytes and shit. Like, what's happening?
Take me down to CVS and that fucking old lady ass. Oh, let me stop saying that with the fucking protein bars. I'm gonna stop saying that because my mom drink hella Boost now, but she has to. But no, but before that was my grandmother's just kind of stockpiling up. So
eat. People should drink it.
Yeah.
If you're not going to eat, and eating is an issue for you, drink something that's going to provide you some nourishment. Now, you shouldn't use it to replace everything. That's not the way either. But throw one of those in there to add in some extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, my mother be hella stubborn. I don't fucking like it.
Okay.
Like, please just
hold your
drink
breath.
it. Right. I keep trying to tell her, like, yo, just fucking drink it, man.
No, just tell her hold her breath.
Knows.
And chug it. Hold your breath and chug it for 30 seconds. You can hold your breath for 30 seconds and drink something. There we go. That's the
She like the
word.
master of no. I was telling her the other day, like, yeah, you know, when you feel up to it, you'll need fucking with you because you probably need to, like, you know, walk more. I don't want to fucking walk. I'm not going to the fucking lake. Fuck the lake. I'm like, you grouchy?
Does she like pools? She like pools?
No, she will not submerge her head underwater. She do not like water.
No, not put her head underwater. No.
She don't like water at all.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, that's probably like if she's older, she has knee pain, doing a lot of like water aerobics that'll help take a lot of pressure off her because it simulates like zero gravity, and so you can get into a lot of like maneuverability and things like that. But
she is a master of no, nigga. I
mean,
tried. I be trying. Like, I was like, oh, you should probably like go to, because I kind of suggested to her, like, hey, why don't you try like sitting with people that's knowing what you're going through. No, I don't want to fucking sit around with them and like.
What do you think it is about older generation that becomes so reclusive in age, or do you think that there's something about becoming older that makes you more reclusive?
Probably both, because you see people walking around and doing shit, and it's a decent amount of them. But I don't know what's a part of their head that just be like, I don't want to deal with it no more. Like, at first you think it's because did they lead like a rough life? Like, my dad, he got all fucking he earned permission to sit his ass on the couch and watch TV. My mother might have too, I don't know. But
see, I feel like I would be like, I'd be comfortable with them sitting there and watching TV if they didn't seem so bored and uninterested with life,
right,
as they were doing it, and like they were searching for something that was going to provide that spark. And it's like, well, go outside. Like, no.
You be like, just go for a walk around the corner.
Like, you could
get
engage
a friend.
with other people.
Yes.
No. Out with people. What do you mean? I will stay inside and never see anybody but the people that I've raised from my loins.
And that is like, I don't know if you feel that way, but when my mom is like, I'm like her fucking crutch. Like, some stories I shouldn't hear sometimes, and I'll just be like, yo, I don't want to fucking hear that. I gotta remind her, like, don't tell me certain fucking stories because
I'm your child.
I'm like, and then like, am I all she has? I'm like, I can't be all you got. You gotta talk to somebody else that's your age. I don't know what the fuck you going through.
My grandmother is like that. She just refuses to leave, and like, it's sad in a way because like we've offered to like, there's a community center that has like a whole bunch of shit that she could do with like other women around her age.
Yes.
Or like there's like a bus that comes and picks people up and they go to casinos and shit like that. And she used to do that, but ever since like one of her best friends passed, she's just kind of that. And then 2020, and then after that, she's just not doing nothing. And even before that, she just really didn't go out too much. But now it's, she go to the grocery store, the gas station, the doctors, and if any of my kids ride somewhere, she'll take them. Mm-hmm. But other than that, in terms of like getting out the house and just like doing something, nope. I mean, she just be laid in the bed sleep because she bored, and it's like, you always talk about how you bored and you want to do something. It's like, I just don't understand that, like, that reclusive nature of like Nah, I'm just not gonna accept anything. I don't want to do anything, and I'm not willing to like.
I don't get it either, cause I'm just
Try.
like, I don't think I'm like you just don't see like you can't talk to me about certain things. Wouldn't it be better if somebody understood like what you were going through? Wouldn't it be better to be around people? Maybe they just don't really be reminded of how like old they are. But like, my mother looked pretty good. Like both of my parents look pretty good. Yo, they look pretty good. Like I don't understand. But then again, I'm not their age, so maybe it's something that comes with age. But I don't see myself doing it because I get so restless and I do something about it.
I think it for my grandmother a little bit is she's never like been on her own, and so like maybe 6 months to a year she might have lived by herself, but it was really like out of her parents' house and then married to my grandfather.
Yeah.
And then after that it was just her, and so I guess maybe that has a little bit to do with it, just like not being comfortable like being by yourself.
Right.
But then it's like she also doesn't like to hang out with like her married friends, because I don't know if there's, from the way she's explained it, or at least what I've gathered, because I haven't really like talked to her directly about it, but I talked to my mom and like my mom's sister about it, because I don't necessarily like the woman because she be on trash, but I do want her to have a decent life. And I'm like, you don't seem happy. And my biggest thing is like, people should live life for happiness, especially at this point where
this shit could be over with tomorrow.
Doing nothing else. Why not be focused on like what are the things that are gonna make you happy? Like you could choose happiness. Like happiness is a choice, and you have to choose it. You have it every day. And so it's like, I don't know. It's like, why do you think people don't choose happiness?
Why?
Yeah.
It's harder to go after that.
Why?
For them, it's harder. Like with my mother, she don't know how to take care of like she can't take care of herself because she just be in that mode of taking care of other people. It's hard to break her from that shit.
Well, what about people in general? Like, I feel like a lot of people just don't choose happiness. And do you think and I don't think that all of them are like self-sacrificing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you just don't. If you go after what you really want, that means you're gonna have to see what the fuck you made out of. People don't want to go to them depths. Like, people think that happiness is just supposed to fall in your fucking lap. That's my whole issue with like the whole soft life thing. Like, I get people who want to have an easier time and not be so stressed out about survival, but let's say you even had the most ideal soft life where you had a cottage and you was completely off the grid. Like, you still gotta get fuel for your house, and like, how the fuck are you eating? Like, it's an element of work to everything that you do. And the same thing with happiness and freedom. It costs something. This shit costs you heavily.
Yeah, like I definitely, like, I don't have any issues with soft life. Like, I guess I'm a proponent of it, but I definitely think that it's something that has to be intentional. It's something, it's work as well. I am choosing these responses, the way that I'm going to engage with people, the way that I'm going to allow people to engage with me. Like, all of that is intentional, and all of that takes work. So even with the soft life, it's not like, oh, it just falls into your lap. You have to like choose that and then like really like live that. The same thing with this, like, you have to choose that you want to change, choose that you want to like improve and want happiness. And people want happiness to kind of just like show up at their door. And it's like, you will get no one will show up at your door? Enjoyment.
You'll get happiness, and happiness is hella fleeting, but like real fulfillment and like long lasting joy and
contentment. I don't think that you get happiness. I think that you just get some enjoyment. Like, you enjoy this moment, you enjoy this time, you enjoy this thing, and so like that pops up all the time. You enjoy a lot of shit, but like, are you really happy? Like, does that like really like serve your core? Like, okay, you say that, nah, I've had some happiness. Like, I have real happiness. Like,
it's a book.
I have happiness. I like, oh shit, that made me happy. Oh, so you enjoyed that? Yeah, all right.
Right.
Because you ain't happy. If that made you something, then you're not it. Happiness comes from right on the inside.
Yeah, it's a book called Contentment by Robert Johnson, I think it is. And he goes into like, yo, stop trying to chase happiness because it's from moment to moment, like you said, enjoyment. He's like, the real goal is to look for things that bring you joy every day so you can have like a general contentment with your life. If you're trying to go from extreme to extreme, then you always going to be trying to chase a fucking high. So for him in the book, he was like, strive for like things that bring you joy every day so then that your life can bring you like an overall contentment, because that can never really be shaken or go anywhere. Like you'll be cool, like kind of like a belly full situation, not when you feeling like, oh my god, I've overstuffed myself, but when you feel satiated. That's what you want your life to feel like. I'm not hungry, could I eat a snack? Sure, if I wanted one, I don't need it. I'm not this, I'm not starving or anything like that. That was the general thing, and that kind of always stuck with me. And for me, it just, I don't know, I was given the vision, I guess. It's hard to tell people that don't have that vision, and it's just something that just kind of keep you up at night. Like, it's just in me. I can't help it to get towards whatever the fuck that is.
I don't think that you can give anybody vision. I think that it has to be something that either they had or they are willing to develop. Like, I don't think that you have to always be born with it. I think that you can develop and be like, hey, I'm recognizing that what I'm doing ain't working.
Yeah.
Let me try some other things. But getting to that point and then actually following through on the other things is where it gets sketchy for people.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, you got to dig. Like, how did I get to the point where it's like, with the whole food addiction thing, you get tired of being a certain way. Not that I got to the point where I didn't loathe my body. I wasn't hating it. I was cool with my body, but I'm like, this is boring now. Let's try something new. Like, I've never tried before. Let's try to figure out something. Let's go. I guess for me, it's just natural curiosity. It's like, not so much like a linear thing. It's just what keeps my curiosity peaked and what keeps me going. What frontier can I not conquer, but where can I go to next? And like I said, I don't know. It's just something that's always been inside of me. So once I start feeling that uncomfortable feeling again, it's not even uncomfortable. Once things start feeling the same, I'm like, I've been down this road and I don't like it. I don't like repeating shit. The fuck? Who wants to do that? Who wants to just be like, I'm looking around and I don't know why things aren't changing. Bet you're not tired yet.
No.
I'm tired.
Not at all.
How could you not be tired?
Yeah, I like that I have a desire to always constantly be changing, because I get bored with my plateaus. Like, once I reach an area, I'm like, well, what can you do?
Yeah, what else is there to discover? Or like, how could you not push yourself a little bit more?
Yeah, I always want to be better. So for me, it's always self-improvement. How can I be the best of me? Because I don't care about y'all. It's really, how can I be like the prime version of me? Because like, I already think I'm like top tier, so like I just need to continue to push that to like greater and greater heights. So I guess it's weird for me to see people who don't do it, and I guess I don't know how to help them. And when it's people that are like close to me that are reclusive and things like that, it's like, or when I just see like, you're making decisions that I recognize aren't going to net you the result that you're looking for, but you won't listen, and that's also frustrating.
Yeah.
Because you come to me for advice or to like
vent, and I'm like, yeah. I don't know how to tell you to shut the fuck up.
When it's someone that's close to you, it's like,
can you really? Or even I tell my mom, like, she has this like thing of like going to sleep like watching murder mystery shit, and I'm like, yo, you gotta turn that shit the fuck off, because what happens is now, because she ain't got no fucking friends or anything like that, guess what becomes her life? And to share stories with me about like how some dude picked up 15 girls and raped and killed them, and did you know how they saw? I'm like, I'm eating breakfast.
Yeah, I don't want to
hear that shit, and it's constantly. Yeah, I was watching this last night. Did you know, like, man, that's so fucking depressing and terrible.
Why do you want to consume this darkness
all the time? Like, they fall asleep watching that shit. I'm like, yo, you gotta stop.
I feel that way about my mom, and she always has the reasoning, well, this is my profession, so I just like to see how people think and things like that. I'm like,
at this point, you should know.
At point, maybe you want to decompress from that,
right,
and not make that your entire world, because then it's all kind of bleak. But no, it's just
it's like random ass conversation. I'm like, y'all don't want to fucking hear that shit every time.
See, I don't get the conversations. Like, most people keep it to themselves. Like, I think that since I'm a guy, I escape a lot of like the unwanted, like, cajoling in that way.
Oh, okay.
Like, because like now that I'm not at my grandmother's, she definitely is like up my mom's ass. Just my mother complains about it all the time. She just won't stop talking to me.
Man.
And like today, she was there, and you ever deal with people unrelated in a situation that are that you see the solution, and one person is mad, other person is like being needy, and you recognize that, hey, you could divest from this situation, but they choose not to and choose to stay in it, but still continue to be upset.
Have I ever seen that?
Yeah.
No, because I've probably been in that.
Were you the upset person or the one that was helping the upset person?
The upset person. No, yeah, the upset person is just like, I don't get it. Like, why won't they stop? And then, why do you gotta take those matters into my own hand? Like, but anyway, I've definitely been the upset person. But me watching, nah.
Well, see, I've been the watcher. I'm watching. I'm just like, hey, this is how you can stop being upset.
Yeah.
Tell this person that they need to take this responsibility and go handle it at this way. Then that absolves you of anything, and you've given them the solution. Oh, you're not going to just stop and do that. You just going to continue to do. Okay. No. So it just be shit like that where it's like, but I feel like that happens more often than not when you're just engaging with people and you're asked for advice and then you offer it and then you just watch them do like the exact opposite or continue down the same path as if they didn't ask you a question. It's like, well, you didn't really want answers. What you wanted to do is like vent, which is cool, but stop asking me shit at the end of your rant. Then just get your shit off. Just, I feel like this and da-da-da. Just go. I don't need, she don't, just, and I'm going to be like, yeah, you right. Just don't ask me nothing, though.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have to lie to you.
Just be like, oh, okay.
I'd like to be able to tell you how to fix the situation. Or if, another thing, I know I'm all over the place, but I'm on people right now. And so, you ever deal with people that are in a relationship and the one person is unhappy about an action of the other person, but also isn't going to like really like do much about it? What do you think the recourse to that is?
Well, I'll say the one that I know the most is, you married this nigga, you either gonna change your ways and make someone step up or stop, or shut the fuck up telling me about it, because I feel like you with this person. What else do you want? Like, you keep, and then like they keep having the same issue, so you be like, you chose this person, you gotta stop now. The first time I'm gonna let you get that off, yeah, what? Second time, Third time, I don't want to hear about this shit no more.
I feel like I agree, but I also disagree.
Why?
Because just like they chose that person chose them knowing that they was going to be bad about it. Knowing that they was going to have these whole ass issues. Knowing that they felt this whole ass way. So clearly you was comfortable having this argument too. If you were willing to be like, I know that they hate this about me and I'm not going to change it. And they're not going to like it. Fuck it, I'm going to do this. Okay. You're right. They have some responsibility for choosing you because they knew what you were about. But you also knew what they were about and decided to do the same shit. So for me, that's where it's like, how do you as a tertiary party really like help your friend?
You don't. What else you gonna say or do? Like, I've been in that, and it's like, I just zone out now when I hear about that shit. Like, I zone out. I'm not just giving them, damn, you right. Once it gets too much, like, you probably shouldn't tell me about that. I learned all this from you, by the way. I learned how to say it in my own way. You can be rough, but I know how to say it. It was like, stop.
I mean, depending on who it is, I would be more finesse. But realistically, if I fuck with you for real, I'm probably going to tell you about yourself.
Right.
And that has caused me more negative reactions than me just being like, you know, you're right. You're not. I think this. You don't agree? I don't. And I know that you're upset. And it's okay. Because what you were looking for is someone to vent to. But what I want to do is help you grow, evolve, and become better. So, you be mad, and I'm going to get my shit off. And then you can choose not to speak to me. And I'm okay with that because I would hope that you grow after this. Like, and if not, then I probably don't want to continue like down this path. Now, I usually don't get to that point very often where it's like, all right, I'm giving you some growth or you go away. But I do it because sometimes it's just like, all right, you gonna consistently make the same bad decision and you want me to like absolve you of your accountability in it. No, you gotta own that, and if you're not going to, then I gotta go, because then you're gonna do some weird shit to me and then not want to be accountable for that shit either. And let's just not get to that point in our relationship. Let's just say we grew apart. And I'm not gonna be mean about this. Like, I would just stop hitting you up as often. You probably stop hitting me up as often because I'm not giving you what you're looking for.
Right.
I'm not looking for nothing from you because I already know that it's not there. So we just go, enjoy life.
That's real bad between like older folks too. But now what I've learned is, just wait for the invitation. If they want you to solve a problem, Riley taught me that shit. If she wants you to solve a problem, she'll ask. But for the most part, she just want to gripe. And that's what I have to be for my daughter. I don't owe nobody else that fucking... I don't know. But what I will say is, if they just want to gripe and I love you enough, I'm going to let you bitch. Sure. But as far as providing solutions now, I don't do that no more because it's unsolicited. And because what I want from them, I can see clearly what the problem is. And 9 times out of 10, I may be right. You not a victim and they not a victim. Y'all got the power to change the whole situation. But like me trying to solve it and thinking that you should do what I tell you to do, that fucks with my energy and I'm not doing this shit no more. I used to be a real proponent of that. It's what you need to do. How about, I don't really give a fuck and I'm gonna focus on what I need to do. And I'm just gonna be a shoulder for you to listen to on whatever.
And I'm a big proponent, especially in the like relationship situation. If y'all are married, and because if you're not married, I'm gonna just leave.
Right.
But if you're married, I'm gonna hit you with it. Well, they knew who you were. You knew who they were. So I'm not saying that you have to like this now, because you didn't like it before, and they knew that. But you also knew that they were going to do it. So I think that you should still be upset, because they're gonna still do it.
Yep. Unless they may even do it less.
One of y'all is willing to change that. But if not, then this is going to be your reality. And I might even hit you with it. It don't seem like you happy in this.
He said put some razzle dazzle on it.
But I can't. That's it. No, it just don't seem. It don't seem like you necessarily happy in this.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you happy. Just be like, damn, that's crazy. Wow, yeah, I can see why you feel that way. And then stop. I zone out now. I just be like, yep. Because you heard it 15 million times before. There's nothing else that's really changed.
No, I be like, sometimes I be entertaining the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, one of my homies, I definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like, well, no, I think I entertain the conversation because it always feels like, some of it feels repetitive, I'll say. But it feels like repetitive in a way that there's trying to be progress. Like, you know how someone tries to do something, like, but then, like, falls off the wagon? A lot of falling off the wagon.
Right.
What? But motherfucker is getting on that motherfucker, and I cannot just ignore that also. It's like, all right, well, at least you keep getting up on the motherfucker and are attempting to do something or articulate that you want to change and, like, explore that or demand that from people.
Mm-hmm.
You keep falling off the wagon and just going back into simple routines. I see that. But when we have a conversation, it's less of you, like, complaining and more articulating, this is what's going on, these are things I think I need to do. And most of them will be like, all right, yeah, at least you like some good changes, and then you try to implement those, and then you be holding them down, and sometimes you stick with them, sometimes you don't. But I recognize that you're self-evaluating now. Niggas
progress,
don't do that. Yeah. Niggas just be like, hey, I'm living life. I'm out here. Ugh. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
It's the exact same thing I had for your dance there.
Yeah, like, why are you out here just doing whatever the fuck you want to, with no regard for anything?
I think it's a goddess called Kuan Yin, right? And she's the goddess of compassion. And a lot of people think, like, you're supposed to just give, like, unlimited compassion and take unlimited tolerance from shitty situations. And, like, what her true teaching is that you're supposed to, like, forgive the human behavior because, like, that essence of you, that spirit of you is innocent and pure. So the human part of you don't really know what the fuck is going on. You don't really know your ass from a hole in the ground. But when I give people, like, advice and say, yo, you gonna figure this shit out, yo, you got a solution right there, like, you got this, that's me talking to that innocence in them, that light in them, because they got the power to fucking change, man. And that'd be cool for, like, situations like we said, like, all right, well, I see you trying, or even if they don't really try, like, yo, you gonna figure this shit out, like, I know you fucked up right now, but you gonna figure it out. That works so well for me.
Now, if you're not trying, I'm not giving you an attaboy.
Attaboy?
For what?
No, because I didn't tell you, like, good job, you're doing a good job. I just said you're going to figure out a solution to your problem.
No, you're not.
Yeah, it is.
No, you're not. If you're not really doing a good job.
Doing a good job.
If you say, hey, this woman here isn't for me because of these reasons,
mm-hmm.
and then you stop dealing with her and go to woman B, who is those same things but in a slightly different way, still lackadaisical about work, but she has a decent paying job.
Mm-hmm.
She don't really have any ambition or any aspirations, but she go to work. She not really the most adept in conversation or like talkative, but she's passive. So sure, you weren't having conversations with the other chick, but she was a little more aggressive. So y'all argued about the things that your viewpoint and her viewpoint being kind of rooted in like high school mentality. Whereas
the
this
situation's still the same. They just don't have any ambition or anything like that.
The other one didn't have an ambition. This one don't got no ambition.
Okay.
It's the other one just don't have a decent paying job. She just got a little bullshit. You picked the same bitch.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting a different result, sir.
Right.
So that's what I mean. Sure, it looks better, but is it better?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it the same thing?
Yeah, let it go. Like, what the fuck? You gonna find a solution, but
You gotta.
you know the answer. He knows the answer to his problems. The people be knowing. Do they got the courage to choose that fucking solution, man?
I don't even think people be doing.
I think
feel
they
like y'all
know.
give people too much credit.
They fucking know. I knew every situation that wasn't great for me. If I'd have just slowed down and listened to myself and was just like, think about how this is going to affect you for real.
But that's hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in that moment you didn't know to slow down.
No, you don't.
So you don't know.
You do know. You're just not
What?
listening to yourself.
I'm so confused.
Not like consciously know.
You don't subconsciously know.
Yes, you do. You know that you're not supposed to be doing
Your
this dumb shit.
subconscious is something that pops up and generally drives your actions.
Mm-hmm. Right.
What your subconscious is telling you right now is to go faster.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're doing. You speeding through it because you panicked and everything in you is saying, let's just do everything.
But there's also that little small piece in you that says, don't do all of that.
I don't think that. I
Yes.
don't think that exists in everyone. I think that is... I think that's in some people. I do.
Yeah.
I think it's naturally in some people. And I think that it's also learned in others. I think that sometimes people get to a point where they're like, all right, I got to slow down. I need to reevaluate and sit and just look at things and like really like objectively see and then make new decisions.
Yeah.
But I don't think that everyone just naturally has that. I think that some people just are truly confused. Even when they just sit slowly and still aren't doing anything, aren't making new bad decisions, they still can't figure out how I got here.
I still disagree. I believe it's in everybody.
I
But
feel like we should go find people.
Hmm?
I feel like we gotta find people now.
But like you said, if you so trained and you so used to not listening to your part of that stuff that says, yo, stop and reevaluate and choose a different path. If you constantly ignoring that part of yourself, it's not getting worked out. It's not being trained or nothing like that. No one's actively trying to tell you. And if you're afraid to listen to that voice or whatever the fuck, then of course you won't keep doing the same dumb shit.
But if you've never seen anyone else reevaluate or do stop and do any other things, I guess I don't know where this... So you just think people are born with it?
Yeah,
I guess
because
that's really different. I don't think everyone's born with it.
some point in time, like, damn, I should have listened to my first mind, or damn, I should have followed my gut. Everybody say that shit. So what is that? What is that they just keep constantly ignoring? I don't know one person that just don't never say anything like that. Damn, I should have listened to I knew it was this. I should have chose this. Like, that's a common occurrence. That's how I believe it's, at least in most people. But what makes you say, fuck all that, I'm going to go something different?
I don't look at that as the same thing because I don't really look at you. When people say that, it's usually surface level.
Yeah.
It's about a very basic decision that they made, and it doesn't really like go any further. So I think that, sure, everybody has like a level of realization that they made a bad decision or could have made a better one. But I think that it takes like a step further to go into like, all right, I made this bad decision. What decisions did I make actually that led to this? Because people would be like, all right, I spent $30,000 on this brand new Lexus, and now it's always in the shop. Damn, I shouldn't have bought the Lexus. Should have listened to my first mind and just got the Toyota.
Right, but for me, that happens with...
If you don't look at, all right, well, why is the Lexus a bad decision? Well, I ain't think about how it's going to affect my finances monthly on insurance, on its monthly income, or just gas. I didn't take into account any of that. If you don't have that realization, you're going to make another dumbass financial decision. Because what you look at is, oh, I just shouldn't have got that Lexus. I'm going to go do something else dumb financially. No, it wasn't the Lexus that was the issue. It's the way that you look at your finances. It's the way that you view this entire ecosystem that's the problem. So I think that motherfuckers that, niggas look at it like, yeah, damn, that was the baddest shit. I ain't never buying no Lexus again. Bitches be breaking down all the time. Costs too much to fix. Sir, no. Instead of buying the Lexus, you're going to buy the Toyota and then spend the other money on this other fuck shit. It's going to be the same shit.
Right.
You in the same spot. You couldn't afford the Lexus because you don't spend your money correctly. Yeah.
But it's innately just that small thing. If they learn to pay attention to those smaller things, and the bigger things in their life eventually will work out. And I can't say that because I was just thinking about this generation after generation. I had to think about the men like that go down like my mother's line, right? And who the fuck was like, well, enough is enough. Like, when are we gonna stop? And I'm not saying it's me. I'm pretty sure it happened with different women in the family, okay? But what was that? What makes you go, let me think about the bigger picture and like make the longer... It was the urge or whatever to say, I'm gonna follow a different voice this time. I'm not gonna follow this fucked up ass voice that keep telling me to do the same shit, because clearly it's not trying to see me win, whatever the fuck it is.
I mean,
that's in everybody to me. Like, even from my mom's small ass perspective, she grew up, I don't know if she grew up in poverty, but she grew up with fucking 8 kids and only like my grandmother's income, if my grandfather was a Rolling Stone, so he may not have been there. Like, she saw him whooping on her fucking mother. Like, she saw a lot, but what made her say, I'm not dealing with this shit anymore, is she got her career and then she moved us to where we live now. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it just those small things? Even though if it's not the grandest of pictures of how we would like to see it.
I guess I don't give them credit for that.
No, why not?
Their generation was very much indoctrinated in go to school, get a good job, work a 9 to 5 until you can retire and be on Social Security. So that's what they're doing.
They doing what they was programmed with.
Yeah.
It's still a little bit better than what they came from before, though.
I didn't say that they didn't get a good program, a better program than the last generation had, but it's not really like, hey, how do you be a person and really value you? Yeah,
it wasn't really like an idea from them.
Yeah, and so that's my thing, where it's like, yeah, you're executing on this very well. Good. And that's provided you a life that has allowed you to provide for all of your progeny and feel comfortable.
Then they just stopped.
Are you happy? Because, and I don't think there's anything wrong with being comfortable in your lifestyle, but I think that being comfortable and content with it, and a sense of like contentment, are different. You can learn to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. People do it all the time and just go through life very uncomfortable and just get used to that, and like, all right, well, I gotta be around these people that don't make me necessarily the happiest, or go to this place that I'm not really valued, but hey, this is just my natural routine and I just continue to do it, so this is just life now.
Mm-hmm.
So you very comfortable being uncomfortable, but you didn't make no changes. So I don't think that even being uncomfortable makes people change. I think that there's I think people, like I said, I think that it has to be something that you really want. It has to be a true desire, and I don't think that everybody has that.
Yeah.
I think people want that. I do think that you being a person that is super driven and focused on like really getting to like what makes you happy helps the people around you. Like, especially like in intimate situations and things like that, where you can like, I guess influence is the best word that I have, like their thought process, and like expose them to just like a different level of thinking that they're probably going to be more open to, just because of like the level of intimacy that's involved there that wouldn't necessarily be granted that same space when it's just some random person saying, hey, the way you're living life is wrong and you should do it this way.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely something to be said about the people that you're close with. Especially if you look up to them and like you see their situation, like you're like, oh well, he's pretty good at doing this, so I might want to try that. Like for me, it's like the tool bag. Like he seems to be getting good results. Let me try that. Like let me get the courage enough to try that. Like sticking up for myself and saying no. That was something I had a really hard time doing until I started hanging around you. It was like, no, say no. What the fuck are you scared of?
No, I don't want to do that.
Just say no. I'm like, and once I start working out that muscle, now it's easy. Like,
no, thank you. I'd rather not.
Yeah. Like doubling back and be like, no, can you correct this? Or like, just make sure this is right. Like, man, I didn't have like, it was so opposite extreme. Like, for me growing up, it was just like ultra passiveness to extreme rigidity. So I don't know what the fuck opposite end more. Like if you say no and you reprimand it, like I couldn't say what the fuck I felt or wanted because I got reprimanded either way. Like I had nowhere to go to. So exercising that muscle was a little tough. That one was one of the big things to be like, I'm glad I learned it, but
oh, I gotta get that agency. And
yeah.
Hey, I do not want to do this. This doesn't make me
just say it, no.
happy. I'm not aligned with this.
Right, because you know instantly when you don't like it. And once you start ignoring that shit, and that's when the consequences come. And that's why I say I think that's in everybody to just be like I said, men are better at that than women to be like, no, stop, boundary. No.
I don't think so.
No? I think you're pretty good at it. I think you're better than us because we're more geared towards like not people pleasing in a negative way, but how we relate to the world is more relational. And y'all's is a little bit different.
Well, I would say sure, in that way men probably have like a better boundary line in terms of like relational, but I think that men don't really have like a good boundary line between work, stress, and happiness. They allow normally like the stress of just stress of providing work and all of that to influence like the level of happiness that they feel like they can attain because they tie it directly to that.
What do you mean?
If I can't provide,
then I'm not happy?
No.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not successful at work, if I'm not moving forward, if I'm not operating in the capacity that allows me to do the things that is typical for society and for a standard man, so no, I'm not happy. So sure, they have boundaries when it comes to interpersonal because all of ours is geared and tied into work. So there's no real boundaries there. Yes, we're going to sacrifice and not go watch our kids' football game because shit, we got to get this deadline and we're going to get here, but we're going to make sure it's done.
Right.
So it's different. I think that the boundaries just get blurred in just different areas, and you have to be intentional about like, all right, what type of life do I want, and like my value isn't tied to any of these things. And it's not relational, and how I'm viewed by other people. It's not how I'm viewed in work. It's how I view me. And I shouldn't tie that on to external factors of, well, I have this good job. Well, you just viewed you based on
good job, yeah.
as a job, yeah.
So you're a good job, nigga?
Yeah, like, so when you don't have
Okay.
a good job, are you no longer a good person? Are you no longer happy? Like, nah,
Right.
I'm me because of da-da-da-da. And so, yeah, so for men, I think that's where their boundaries aren't the strongest. Cause I definitely get a lot of shock when I just be like, I'm leaving. And what? I don't care about this. It don't matter to me in the way that you would like it to. And so, yeah. But I think we can save the other topics.
So what?
So we could probably save the other two topics.
Oh, look at that. Look at you. Best timekeeper on the block.
I be doing my thing. I be trying. But you got anything else you want to add?
No, that was great. Good job.
I be trying.
It's
yeah.
like we planned the whole thing.
Not at all. But I've been doing this for a while, so if you let me go, I'm gonna figure it out. Talking about we just gonna wing it through?
Yep.
Absolutely. Actually, yes. I'm gonna tell you no, and I'm gonna just cut this on, and then I'm just gonna go, and then you just come on and follow with me. Let's
go.
Yep. Yeah, here we are at the end of the show. Hopefully you enjoyed. It's been another episode of Conscious Reconstruction. I am the host with the most, again, aka Tony Melbourne, the prettiest of them all. Why you with that ugly nigga? And I'm also joined by the illustrious Ash.
It implies you just look like, what the fuck you with this ugly nigga?
Exactly. Like,
Oh.
what are you doing? Niggas like, oh, you look weird. That's how you want people to describe you. I'm out of here.